Did you know that 20% of all fatalities from vehicular accidents were caused by some sort of distraction? Out of all fatalities, 32% of those were under the influence of alcohol, according to the U.S. Center of Statistical Information. So why risk it? Why risk your life and possibly somebody else to text and drive, to use your phone and drive, or to drink and drive? Knowing a friend who has lost their life in an accident due to a drunk driver, I am very passionate about this subject. So, when you are distracted, did you know it's equivalent to having a blood alcohol level of 0.08, which is what to be considered legally drunk? So let's go over what distracted driving is. There are 3 types of distracted driving. Visual, which is taking your eyes off the road. Manual, taking your hands off the wheel. And cognitive, taking your mind off of what you're doing. Other activities that are included in the 3 types above, let me just mention, are using a cell phone, eating and drinking, grooming yourself, talking to passengers, reading a text message, using a GPS, and taking your hand off the wheel to change music. 20% of all injuries-related crashes in 2009 involved distracted driving. Of those, 5,474 were killed in the U.S. roadways, and approximately 448,000 people were injured due to distracted driving. Fatal crashes increased from 7% to 11% from 2005 to 2009 due to distracted drivers. Drivers visibly using a handheld device dropped, though, from 1% to 0.6% from 2008 to 2009. Females using handheld devices visibly were higher than males, coming in at 0.7% to 0.5%. So in summary, if you are using your cell phone, grooming yourself, eating and driving, you are 4 times more likely to get into a crash. According to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, the annual cost of alcohol-related crashes total more than $51 billion across the United States. That's a lot of money. So let's go over what drunk driving is. Anybody under the age of 21 who is under the influence of driving is going to get arrested. There's no tolerance across the entire United States for anybody under the age drinking. So drunk driving is when you have a blood alcohol level of 0.08 to 0.10. That's what's considered to be legally drunk. So blood alcohol level, let's go over what that is. That is calculated on the amount of alcohol present in your blood as you drink. This is calculated by how many milligrams of alcohol is present per 100 millimeters of blood in your body. The average adult will process about half an ounce of alcohol per hour. Individuals, depending on mood, what medications they're on, and their personal metabolism, may differ from this rate, but that's the average across the board. No matter how much you consume in a night, your body is going to process approximately half an ounce an hour. And did you know that in the United States, every 48 minutes somebody is dead because of a drunk driver? This relates to almost 30 people per day dying. 1 in every 3 people in the United States is going to be involved in an accident with the drunk driver. Not necessarily being the driver, but may be involved in a crash that has a drunk driver in another car. The rate of alcohol impairment amongst drivers involved in fatal crashes in 2009 were 4 times higher at night than during the day, according to the National Center of Statistics and Analysis. In 2009, children 14 and under, there was 181 of them that died in a crash with a drunk driver. And over half of these, 92 children, were riding in the car when the driver was under the influence of alcohol. Drivers who are driving under the influence of alcohol that has a high blood alcohol level, which is considered to be 0.15 or higher, accounted for half of the fatalities. In 2009, 1.4 million people were arrested for driving under the influence. According to research, that is less than 1% of the amount that were self-reported by adults. Self-reported is driving under the influence but not getting caught. And on average, a drunk driver will drive 87 times before being pulled over. So I'm sure some of you are sitting here listening to this speech saying, yeah, I've heard this time and time again. But until you actually know somebody who's involved in a drunk driving accident, whether it takes their life or paralyzes them for life, or has a life-threatening injury, you're not going to really care. But is it really worth it? Is it really worth going, picking up your phone, picking up that drink, or talking to somebody while you're driving to possibly hurt yourself or somebody else? So next time you drive, think about it. Think about, is your life or somebody else's life worth it to pick up that phone, pick up that call, or pick up that beer at the bar before you leave? Thank you.